Hey guys, we're Mr.Lumineon. Come back to you guys talking about some sun and moon stuff. Now, I didn't make a video on Nekawala and Iwanko, but I'll just talk about them very briefly before I get onto the 3 new ones that were announced earlier today, and along with the new battle format. I just want to say I'm pretty excited for Iwanko. I really enjoy his name. I don't know if that's the English translation yet, but I like his design overall. I like that he's a rock type. I think that's pretty cool that he's not just another normal type dog. Usually dogs are like normal type or something basic. When they're that color at least. I don't think there's been like a rock type dog. I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. I think that he may have like an evolution, maybe 2. But I don't think that's going to be his final form. I don't think there's a chance that that's his final form. I think that I hope at least that his evolutions are cool, and I hope that he gets a new ability as he goes up, because Vital Spirit's okay. I'd rather him have something else, because I know like there have been Pokemon that gain like their abilities change as they evolve, kind of like Shelgon to Salamence and whatnot. So I hope he gets something interesting besides Vital Spirit. Because, I mean, that's nice competitively, I guess, but that's not something that's, like, really superb. That's just a bonus. And then Nekawala, I feel like his ability is actually pretty nice. I like the whole aspect of he can only fall asleep, because that means his speed can't lower, he can't get poisoned, he can't get burned. So, depending on what his stats are, I don't think we know yet, but, if he's going to become a wall, that means he's going to be hard to take down. Because not only can he use rest still, he can't get poisoned, he can't get toxic to lower speed, he can't get paralyzed to make it so it only hits half the time or doesn't heal sometimes. He's always going to heal whenever he wants to heal. If it's going to have a healing move, it's obviously going to have rest. I don't know if it's going to have slack off or something like that. Because I could see it easily becoming a good wall, but I could also see it becoming an attacker. Maybe it could be like a bulky attacker. I don't know. I'd like to see physical set personally because of the whole thing where it can't get burned. And I don't know. Either way, I think it will work out good though. It is a normal type, just for your information if you didn't know that. Now I'll get on to what's in front of you. Pokemon Sun and Moon. We have Pick-a-Peck, and then we have Yungoos, and we have Bugin. I'm sorry, I'm really blanking on his name right now. I feel like it's Bugin. Something like that. Hold on just a second. Grubbin. I knew it was something like that. Pick-a-Peck, yeah. So I'm just going to go up here and quickly go over this. I kind of like Majourna. There isn't much thing new about it besides its ability, which I related kind of like Moxie, but for special attack, and not only for Pokemon you kill, for anything that dies. So if it uses Explosion, I'm pretty sure that's how it is at least. If it uses Explosion and you don't die, I'm pretty sure you'd still gain the stat boost. Because in the video that it showed, its partner, Eevee, died from an enemy's attack and the special attack raised. And the description says any Pokemon in the area. So maybe if you went for like Dazzling Gleam and killed 2 Pokemon, you get 2 boosts. Or something like that. I don't know. Something pretty cool. Overall, though, yeah. It talked about how it can turn into like the shape of a Pokeball or something. I think that's pretty interesting. I don't know if that'll have any actual function in the game, but I think that's pretty cool, I guess. I mean, that's kind of like Fungus. You can like disguise as a Pokeball. Voltorb. Now, we already seen these 2, but then there are the new forms, the phases, which I think is pretty cool. I like how it's like very illuminated. I'm actually going to talk about something I talked in my video where I first talked about these 2. It says that they are important keys to the story. Their forms will take when they release mighty power that's not yet revealed, or that are now revealed, sorry, as phases. Both pairing with a shining and stronger light than in the previous released images. What will these 2 do when they release their full power? Now, I'm going to highlight this word right here, light. I did mention in my previous video, maybe they'll Mega Evolve or like Primal Revolve or something, and gain a light typing. This right here, I'm not going to say obviously it's confirmed, but if it's going to happen, I think this is how it's going to happen, and I'm only bringing this up because I did mention it. Now, obviously, I don't fully believe that that's true, but that's a possibility. You gotta stay open-minded with these things. You gotta kind of think out of the box, because if it does happen, hey, look, I guessed it. I was correct, and I think that'd be a pretty cool concept. I don't know, maybe like full phase, they change their typing, or I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe they get stat boosts, or their move changes into a different move, kind of like how Fusion Flare changed into no, the one move changed into Fusion Flare when I don't know. You got the move when you spliced Reshiram and Kyurem, and then you got a move when you spliced Zekrom and Kyurem, and the move changed. Maybe that could happen mid-battle. Like, you become the new phase, and then your move changes from a 120 base stat, or 120 base attack, to like a 150 base attack with different effects, maybe. I don't know. Something cool like that, but also, like I said, maybe a typing. I do really like the design, how Solgaleo became solid white with obviously the gold highlights in the mouth and the eyes. And then Lunala is a nice blue color. Yeah. I'm going to go into this. Pikipek is the Pokemon that we saw when we first saw images of them. I like Pikipek. I like the design quite a bit. I think it's nice for Route 1 bird. Woodpecker Pokemon. I like the whole skill link thing, and it does talk about it zipping seeds at opponents. So obviously he's going to learn Bullet Seed. And with skill link, obviously that's going to be nice. I'm just wondering if it will learn anything else like Double Slap or something like that. I don't know if it would learn that because it's a bird. Maybe they'll introduce a new move that it can take advantage of, kind of like Arm Thrust but for flying types. I don't know, something like that. That'd be pretty cool, like Multi-Peck or something. I don't know. That seems like a very basic name, but I'm just thinking out of the blue. On the spot, Keen Eyes, obviously you're going to get a bunch of bird Pokemon with that are Route 1 birds. I guess that's nice for when you're in game and enemies trying to use Sand Attack. Like I had a Clear Body something, and that was really nice in game. Especially when someone went for Sand Attack or like Mud Slap or something. I'm going to talk about Grubbin next because I want to save Yungoos for last because I have a lot of ideas about that. Obviously Route 1 bug Pokemon. It relies on sturdy jaw as a weapon in battle as a tool for burrowing through the earth. So I'm easily going to guess that it's a physical mon because of that. It's sturdy jaws, digging in the earth. It's probably going to be able to learn the move dig. I think that's what we can get from that right there. And then it says Grubbin loves electricity, so it can be found near power plants. And then it mentions it wraps trees with a sticky thread that spews from its mouth. Grubbin can swing around like an actor on suspension wires. I could also see a move that it could get could be Electro Web, because sticky threads, it likes the electricity. I could see that being a thing, and that would counteract being a physical mon, but then again, not every move that a Pokemon gets is beneficial to its main attack orientation. But I could definitely see Electro Web being a move that it learns. Maybe it could learn like Thunderfang. I don't know. It has jaws. Maybe it evolves. Do you know what'd be cool if they made a Route 1 bug that only evolved once and like at level 15 instead of like at level 8 and 10 or something like that? And then it's like a cool like chompy Pokemon, you know, chompy bug. Maybe like a stinging bug something type. I wouldn't want to see another bug electric type. Not saying that I don't like it, but I think that'd be pretty cool if we got like a bug ground type, because it says it likes to dig in the earth. So what if I got like a bug ground type that had like chompers, like big old fangs, and it could maybe have like Thunder Fang because it likes electricity, and maybe some other things. Who knows? That could be pretty cool. Oh, actually, I'm gonna quickly go back to Pikipek. This Pokemon drills holes in trees to store food in the holes. No, where is it? Oh yeah, hold on. These strikes are powerful enough to not only drill through hardwood, but even shatter stone. This is making me thinking, hey yo, what if they come out with a new move? Kinda like, Freeze Dry, where it's now super effective against rock instead of resisted. maybe for this line, because it mentions that. I'm guessing this is going to be line. I don't think that this is the final evolution at all. I mean, it does have a nice design, but it definitely looks like a first evolution Pokemon, not a final form, final evolution. Obviously, I'm afraid I mentioned, but Greven has Swarm, which is kind of obvious. I think that when it evolves, it will not only have Swarm. Now, here is Yungoos. I'm going to say my favorite out of them. I'm still a little bit iffy on the face, like a lot of other people are. But I'm learning to like it. I personally really like what I've read about it, and especially what I have up in my brain. Because I've talked to a lot of my friends, not a lot, just like mainly 2 or 3 of them, and they've shared some ideas with me, and I've spread ideas, and yeah. So I'm going to start around with saying it's a normal type, as you can read right there. Its ability Stakeout is a new ability, and it's kind of like Pursuit, but it's different, because Pursuit is when a Pokemon switches out. So if I went for Pursuit and let's say their Gengar was switching out, it hit them but at double power. Now, this is sort of like that, but instead of attacking them before they switch, it attacks the new Pokemon that comes in. So let's say I go for Bite, because it looks like you can probably learn Bite, and the Gengar switches out. It doesn't hit the Gengar, but let's say then they send out something, it hits that Pokemon, but with double power. So it's kind of like a reverse Pursuit almost, but it's an ability, so it happens with all attacks. Now, I think that this will be nice, especially if you're good at predicting. But then again, if it does have moves like Bite and whatnot, and let's say it doesn't get Fire Fang or anything that's going to really hit a Steel type, something Steel type could come in and just wall it. Obviously, this is probably a first evolution. I'm going to talk about that in a short bit. But it could be walled pretty easily if it doesn't get a diverse moveset. Because even though it's going to do double power, if you're facing like a Steel type or like a Shieldon, yeah, if you're facing like a Shieldon, not even a Shieldon, because that's not a commonly used Pokemon. Like if you're facing an Aggron, it's gonna take those hits super easily. Now I'm gonna read a bit here. It says it's never satisfied. It's a big eater. They have a long body, fur grows over it. It has a huge stomach. Digestion is swift. So it's always hungry. Its strong fangs so crush it can consume the hardest of objects. That was really nice English on my part. Each Yungoos chooses a particular route for searching for prey. Where is this? Yungoos is not a Pokemon that is native to the Alola region. It was brought to the region to help deal with a explosion in the population of a certain other Pokemon. So obviously they don't want us to know what this is now because they're leaving it pretty ambiguous. Now my friend Jennifer, I'm gonna open up a new tab here, and hopefully it doesn't take forever to load like everything else has been taking. It probably is, so I'm not even gonna bother bringing it up. But if we even just look at it, I think, hear me out. Yungoos. What does Yungoos sound like? I'm gonna see if I can actually open another page. That would be really sweet if I could open up another page. Oh, it's gonna work. Okay. Looks similar to, I'm gonna say similar to, and its name is similar to Zangoose. Now hold up. Let me explain my points before anyone jumps to anything. But Zangoose, it is a cat ferret Pokemon. Now, it has claws, and as you can see, Yungoos obviously has claws, but it's more so known for its teeth, whereas Zangoose doesn't really have teeth. It has 3 little different parts of its tail, and so does Yungoos. Besides that, they're not too similar besides the name. The eyes are pretty different. But here's a thought, just a thought. Now, what if Yungoos, being the not native to Alola region Pokemon, mentioned specifically, is the baby Pokemon to Zangoose? Now, they've done this before in 4th gen when they introduced, like, Elekid and Magby, and, like, I'm pretty sure this is 4th gen. If it's not 4th gen, don't kill me. I joined in 4th gen, so I'm not 100% keen with everything. Jinx's baby Pokemon. Smoochum. along with other ones, obviously Munchlax. I'm not going to name all of them, but they were introduced. So now, if you think about it, look, it's got like a stripe. This doesn't really have a stripe, but originally I thought it did. Now you may be thinking, hey, Zangoose is nice and all, but if you just take a look at its stats, that's another story. Now, what could happen is, Zangoose, with these stats, if it wants to get to the bottom here, could evolve again. And Zangoose could become the middle stage Pokemon, similar how they also introduced Magmortar and Electivire. Because Electabuzz and Magmar were just not strong enough. Now, not only is the not being native to Alola supporting my point for myself, at least in my mind, but another huge thing that's really driving in the point for me is to deal with an explosive population of a certain other Pokemon. Now, Zangoose is often thought about alongside another Pokemon, Seviper. It is often thought to, like, attack a bunch of a Viper, almost, I don't know, what is this? Kill a bunch of them, like, deal with it. So what if Zangoose, listen to this, Zangoose had a, I'm really thinking out of the box, but this wasn't my original idea. Once again, this is my friend Jennifer. Well, actually, this right now, this is an adaptation thought of by me. So Viper had a baby Pokemon as well, and then that is a Pokemon that was like infested in the region, and they had to counteract it with Yungoos. Now, a lot of the times when real life animals or plants have an explosive population, it's when they're not native to the area. Like, I was learning about last year in science. There's this one plant that came into an area, and then it just started growing like wildfire, and it kind of just took over. And then there's another story about like some new animal being introduced to a region, and it just threw off everything. Like the cane toads in Australia. It wasn't native to Australia, but then when they brought them in, the explosion in population was crazy, and now there are cane toads all over. This could be maybe kind of like that. Viper's baby Pokemon was brought over, and then it exploded in population, and these snakes, a certain other Pokemon, which is not naming, could also be the Pokemon that Yungoos are having to chase after. Now, to go along with that, since Viper doesn't have good stats, that could also evolve as well. So it could be Zangoose and Viper both be getting baby Pokemon and evolution Pokemon. I'd actually be really excited if that happened, but I'm not going to say it's 100% true, because obviously Yungoos looks quite a deal different than Zangoose, but there are quite a bit of points that are really strong, especially with ending with very similar ends. I know not all Pokemon do that, but like there's some that do. And like Magmar, Magby, they both start with Mag. These both end with Goose. Munchlax, Snorlax, Lax, Goose. What's another one that got a? I'm not sure. But also Ambipom and Apom both end with Pom and their evolutions. Pikachu, Raichu. I know that's not a baby Pokemon, but then Pichu was also a baby Pokemon and with the same thing. So now thinking about it, there are actually quite a bit that do end with the same thing. So this could be a thing. I know it's not spelt the same way because it doesn't have an E, but I think there are some points to drive it in. I definitely like seeing Zangoose get an evolution because it is strong, but it's just not that strong. Now you may be thinking, hey, immunity toxic boost, that's not Stakeout or Strong Jaw. I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere that Pokemon had at least been thinking of making Pokemon get new abilities as generations come along. And obviously hidden abilities. But maybe they could also just change Zangoose's abilities, or at least add one or two on. Maybe they don't even need to, and then just have the first and last stage have Stakeout and Strong Jaw, similar to Slackoth's evolution line. Because Slackoth and Slaking both did, and then Vigoroth had Vital Spirit, I believe, if I'm not wrong, which was not Truant like the other two Truant. Those are my thoughts. Go ahead and leave a like if you enjoyed. If you want to go ahead and talk about something, I mean, you can go ahead and comment, but it'd probably be a lot better if you just tweeted me. My Twitter is in the description. Once again, I hope you guys did enjoy. I'm going to go ahead and leave now. I'm going to pre-order them, but not right now. I'm going to go ahead and see you guys later. I'm out.